There we go. There we are. Well, good morning, Carol from Whittier. Good morning, Tricia from Reverend Tricia from Moore Park. Nice to have you with us today. Let me know where you're checking in from. We're going to gong ourselves in about a minute. And it's time for us to do some good work in the world this week, eh? The new summer season is here. The solstice has happened. The universe is on our side, and it's time for... Oh, look, Casper wants to get in here. There's the Casper boy. There's the Casper boy. Let me know where you're checking in from, where you are. We're glad that you are here. Thank you, Elizabeth, for the birthday greetings. Good morning, Arlen, from beautiful San Clemente. Nice to see you. Boy, I did a prayer breakfast in San Clemente sometime in the 90s with a nice group of people. Beautiful spot. Good morning, Chris from Culver City. I just joined the 70 Club. You got there a little before me, huh? All right. Well, good morning, Tammy from Pennsylvania. Nice to have you with us. I got a lot of Pennsylvania roots. Oh my goodness. Parents and grandparents, my. All righty. All right, there it is, 8:31. We're going to gong ourselves in. We're going to spend these 20 minutes together. I'm Harry Morgan Moses. This is Coffee with Casper. Casper already came up to say hi. He'll be back. He's right behind me there. All right, so we're going to take a big deep breath in. We're going to let out the sound ah. Big deep breath in. Ah. And then relax the shoulders. And that tone is just to remind us that we live in a vibratory universe. And the sum total of our consciousness, that which is going on in our conscious mind and our unconscious mind, is creating a vibration. That vibration is hitting the law of the circle or the law of mind and is returning to us as the multi-dimensional aspects of our lives. In other words, we are cause to what our experience is. And we need to forgive ourselves for all mistake and move into the future with a clean slate. Here we go. Big last time in. Ah. And now bring our awareness into our heart center. There we go. We can begin. As soon as we do that adjustment, right, we begin to feel that we're all connecting up with each other. Well, this is a big day. As I say, the solstice has already happened. All of the celestial events in the cosmos that are working toward the awakening of humanity to its magnificence and to a higher order of being, we are getting supported at every level. So good morning, Elizabeth. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Thank you, Pam. Nice to see you from Santa Rosa. All these wonderful wise souls here with us this morning. I'm going to be doing Coffee with Casper, of course, today, and then we'll have snippets that will go out all week. And we ask what you do is share these snippets in your networks online. Wherever you're connected. If you got groups, if you got LinkedIn, if you got Facebook, if you got YouTube, put your likes, invite people to see it. We are gathering a chalice, as is the entire nation. Hey, Graham Moses is here. My brother was part of the big birthday celebration with me last week. We are creating a chalice in which the consciousness of humanity is moving in. We are part of that chalice, and as you realize, if you read the evening news or watch the evening news or read newspapers, you realize there's a lot of division and volatility in the world. We're also coming up this weekend for the 250th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence, which proclaims some profound things. Now, people look historically back, we say, we believe that all people are created equal, and we didn't always function that way. Well, no, these were divine ideas that the forefathers pulled forth, and they were a call. They were a call to the people of the United States. They were a call to the people of the world. That what we know is that oneness and liberty and justice and freedom and equality and prosperity belong to all people, because we know that God is the great, is the great equalizer. Everybody comes from the light. We don't know where we came from. Everybody goes back to the light. We don't know where we're going. The whole thing is based on a deeper understanding of your higher nature. And the line we like to use here all the time, hey, aloha, Reverend Dr. Patrick from Kauai, doing such wonderful work out there. Nice to see you this morning. So we know, and you and I know, and everybody connected vibrationally with Coffee with Casper knows, that there's only one life. Energy and matter are equal and interchangeable. Therefore, energy is indestructible. It simply changes form. We find energy within ourselves. We see energy in the world. We find intelligence in energy because we find intelligence within ourselves. And so we know some very self-evident things that most of the race has not consciously awakened to. And there's a wonderful poem that I've shared with you for years from John Donne, called For Whom the Bell Tolls. And the ending of that poem is, I am involved in mankind. Now we would change that to humankind in today's world. I am involved in mankind. Therefore send not to know for whom the bell tolls, it tolls for me. So when we look out into the world and we see the duality and we see the us against them mentality and we see violence and war and humans destroying themselves and not doing such a great job with taking care of the planet, there's an awakening happening in humanity. And you, because by right of consciousness, which is the way everything works, by right of consciousness, you have come to a place, all of us on Coffee with Casper have come to a place where we recognize the oneness of all life. And therefore, to attack any other part of oneness, seek not to know for who the bell tolls, it tolls for thee. If a clod is lost, I am the lesser. If one man is killed, when woman is killed, I am the lesser. And so when we see violence in the world, when we see attacks against races and creeds and colors and nations and personalities and groups, what we see is a diminishing of the soul. And what we also know is that source, creator, God, whatever you want to call energy that you emerge from, what we also know is St. Augustine was right. God or source loves each of us as if there was only one of us. Now that concept is so big that it's beyond really the finite mind's ability to grasp. But that is nonetheless the truth. So any other soul that you encounter who is able to claim I am, right? And whatever language you claim I am in, that's the being. You claim your own existence. Well, that which birthed you that right to claim your own existence is the same power in every living soul. Therefore, what I am is one with each and every other I am presence on the entire planet. Each and every other incarnate soul, man, woman, child, male, female, all the spectrums in between. Each one has already been ordained from the Most High, from eternity cells. I am an immortal spiritual being, superior to my mind, to my body, and to my experience. This is the truth about me, this is the truth about you, and this is the truth about everybody. But when we go to hurt one another, there's apparently a blind spot in much of the race at this time that cannot see the unity of all life. Therefore, those of us who can see it are now obligated to function from the highest place of our I am consciousness in the world. Now, what we also know in metaphysics, good morning, Luz from Burbank, nice to see you. What you also know in metaphysics is that what I am is the same as what you are, and that therefore I must see with the eyes of the spirit of the one itself, the wonder, the potential, the reality of each and every soul, regardless of their behaviors. Oui. But that's the only way, because if it's going to happen to us, metaphysically, we know it has to happen through us. If it's going to happen to me, it has to happen through me. And we know that mind is what opens the pathway to those possibilities. So you and I came, just as Dr. Ernest Holmes in his wonderful book, The Science of Mind, said when he wrote the original version over 100 years ago, that we must be in tune with that I am that I am. And once we're in tune with that I am that I am, we must see the equality of all. We must see the call that the United States put forth in that declaration 250 years ago as a universal call to all humanity. And we say, if it's going to happen to me, it's going to happen through me. If it's going to happen to the U.S., it needs to happen through the U.S., and it needs to happen through each and every individual in every nation in the world. We must see through the mist into the eternal and changeless reality and call forth the higher order of being. So here we go. I'm here today. I'm going to be here next Tuesday. So tell everybody you know, tune in next Tuesday, and then I'm going to take a summer break. I'm going on a island vacation here in the Pacific on the West Coast for 2 weeks. And I will not be doing Coffee with Casper for those 2 weeks. We will be here live next week and then another 2-week break for the summer. And then we'll be back on every Tuesday. Good morning, Loretta and Dave, the great sojourners to the path. So glad you're here with us this morning. So this is what I want to work on. This week and next week, I'm working on the call of the hour, the call to light workers of this time in our lives. And therefore, the call to light workers all summer long to be consciously aware of doing our work in the world to transform humanity into awakening to its spiritual magnificence. This is a grand and powerful call. We've received it from on high, however we got to it, and we are now here gathered talking about it. So one of the things that I discovered, as you heard me say years ago, when I first became life-threateningly ill, when I was in my not even 21 yet, I became aware of these ideas, and my whole DNA has been transformed by my conscious awareness of my unity with the One. And my conscious awareness that the unity, my oneness with the One, the fact that I am that and that I am is in me, is the great gift of eternal love that has been given to each and all. And our job is to unfold that eternal love into a path of joy, as Joseph Campbell said, to actually learn to tolerate our bliss, to go from one great good to another good. Good and more good is mine. There's no limit to that good. And at the same time, holding that great call of awareness in our lives and in the lives of everyone who touches by it. So I learned we live not just for ourselves, but for ourselves and everybody who's touched by the arena of our experience. Now that means your circle, however that big that circle is much larger than you know. And the vibration coming from you is affecting those around you and those who touch your lives, whether you're conscious of it or not. And now we are being conscious of it. And so now we must begin to move away from fear, doubt, confusion, anger, knee-jerk reaction, flight and fear, right? And yet we're inundated with all this incredible unfortunate circumstance in the world. Now, not all of it is man bringing it on to himself, or humankind bringing it on to themselves. Sometimes there are acts of nature and forces of the cosmic unfoldment of everybody's highest good that we can't understand. But we can certainly look and see when people are violent, even if violence is something as simple as being rude. We can see when people are violent, we can see when they're angry, we can see when they behave animal-like in a way that does not reflect an awareness of their own ability to think a new thought. Everybody in the universe is subject to choices. Everybody must make choices all the time. And what you and I manifest of at this given moment is the sum total of all the choices we've ever made. So we're living within our own consciousness, and that's why we want to anchor ourselves on the infinite. On that we can rely, as Alfred Lord Tennyson said. We need to know there is a power greater than I am, that I belong to, that I am one with, and call that power into our lives as divine protection. White light covers and surrounds me, and nothing but good can come from me. To use it to if there's a pain in our body, to put spirit right there is the intelligence of the universe, and allow that pattern to restore us into the wholeness of the perfect pattern of our own existence. We need to be consciously working on constantly elevating our awareness, because what we know, it is right now. Here's the law. It is right now, and always will be, my expanding conscious awareness that brings a greater good into my life. And therefore, if I belong to the whole, and the part is in me, and the whole is in me, then I need to bring my expanding awareness to every misfortune I see in the world. So here's the deal. If everyone is ordained by God, whether they know it or not, if everyone is ordained by perfect intelligence, it doesn't require a religiosity. It requires a knowingness within ourselves by cultivating our connection to the presence, by cultivating our awareness that I am an immortal spiritual being, by cultivating the awareness, as Meister Eckhart said, that my soul is gazing at the glory of God and directing me. Well, I want to know what my soul is seeing. Now, my human mind is you need to be patient with it, because it can see something and then avoid looking at it. And then it can see something and avoid looking at it, until we start to see something and go, oh my God, that's the truth, not now but always. And then we have to live with that truth at the very center of our heart. So here is the unmitigated moral call of forgiveness. Everyone is the I am presence, and everyone is the potential realization of the glory of the Most High, individualized as you, as the self. I mean, these ideas that we talk about at Coffee with Casper require, you can't just listen once, you can't just get an idea and think. It requires awareness and study and understanding. So here's what we know in a universe born of quantum reality. You can look this up on the internet, called the butterfly effect. And what the butterfly effect says is, if a butterfly flaps its wings in China, it affects everything. Every movement in the quantum field affects everything in the field, faster than the speed of light, because it's the speed of electrons, which is waves, and they can connect across galaxies and dimensions. I mean, so if we know that if a butterfly flaps its wings, what do you think a self-aware person and their consciousness is doing in the field? It's doing whatever you can see, because you can look in the mirror and see what it's doing to you, right? You can see what your consciousness is doing to you, and you can see that your expanded conscious awareness is going to bring forth a greater good. So here's our work. Here's our work, is to look out at the newspaper, at the stories of disharmony and disruption, and to put, even if you can't imagine, because your finite mind can't see the possibilities of a greater peace, of a greater love, of a healing, of an awakening, it's always there. So the very least we can do is look at discordant situations and know, even if you can't see it, that divine right action prevails. That the perfect good, the perfect love, the perfect law, the perfect one is working in each of those souls to raise them up out of the violence and attacking of self in any way, and to come up to a higher level of awareness. Ask, seek, and knock. The universe is asking and seeking and knocking to you as well. Will you open your eyes? Will you step forward in a new way? Will you commit to being the presence in a new way? Will you commit to putting Just as if you have a pain in your body, you want to know that that which is the giver of all life, love, and beauty is right there in that spot, restoring, renewing, revitalizing, healing. Healing is revelation of the wholeness that is already there. So we must be the place that brings into humanity, through humanity, even in the midst of the chaos, the reality that divine right action is finding its way to prevail. Now let me just remind you a wonderful quote from Dr. Holmes. It is a wonderful experiment and a great adventure. This is where we are in our lives. It is a wonderful experiment and a great adventure to make conscious use of the law. To put it, that we can plant an idea in mind and see it gradually take form. Now, the idea that we're planting in mind is an audacious idea. Peace on earth and goodwill to all humanity in the earth. So who's going to bring it to us if it has to come through us? Guess what? It's you and me. It's the light workers of the world. It's the people who know they have conscious awareness. That's you. So our practice now, and we're going to work on it again next week, so we really know how to be an effective change agent in the world through the use of the most powerful gift we have, our conscious awareness. My, oh my. So we look out into the chaos of the world, and every time we see chaos, even if we can't see how the resolution might look, we can say, divine right action prevails in that situation. In this situation and in all situations, divine right action prevails. You are the harbinger of the light. We are the harbingers of the light. Let us do our work diligently. Let us celebrate all the great things about the moral call for equality and liberty and justice and freedom and victory and prosperity and the unfoldment of a higher order of being for humanity and the earth. We have come from the light that we might bring more light, that we might expand our awareness and experience more light. Who you are is something magnificent. I'm Harry Morgan Moses. Come on up, Casper. Come on up. What are you doing? That boy. This is Coffee with Casper. Casper and I will be back here next week. We're working on doing our work in the world and watching our expanding awareness bring a greater good to ourselves and indeed to everyone who's touched by the arena of our experience. Who you are is something magnificent. And until we meet again, I invite you to go in the light, as the light and with the light. May the long-time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide you on your way. Bye for now. We will see you next week on Coffee.